Hey everyone, welcome to Local Living. I'm Anna Christina and I'm joined by Hawthorne Welcher Jr. He's the Director for Housing and Community Development here in Augusta. Thank you so much for having me again.
No, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Happy fall.
That's right, fall, y'all. I like the weather. It's getting a little cooler.
Most definitely.
And so I want to talk about, you guys have done such a great job in helping revitalize the community and doing so many wonderful things. And I think one of the things that may be on people's minds is homelessness. Is that an issue? Should that be a concern? Talk to me about that.
Homelessness is something that really should be a concern for all citizens, all persons who are a part of the United States of America. It's just this chronic disease that makes me cringe every time I talk about it. I think, just for the short of it, a lot of times when persons think about homelessness, they think about that person who lives in the park or on the playground or in a tunnel and those things. But there are other avenues of what homelessness is. You talk about chronic homelessness. That's where a person actually has been on the street for over a year, and that's mainly what people see, where their minds go. But there's also what is called episodic homelessness. That's where persons go through a situation, maybe of divorce or something like that, and an episode leads them to homelessness. Then you have what is called transitional homelessness, which is probably for the most part the most common. That's where a person, actually a younger person, they're addicted to drugs or something, and they're in and out, those things. But then you have something also that people don't know about. Is called hidden homelessness. That's where a person who sleeps on a person's couch. So there are a lot of different episodes in regards of different avenues when you start talking about homelessness. But it is one that not only housing and community development, but the city of Augusta through its senior leadership is on our radar because it has to be eradicated in some type of way.
Right. And so to help the community, you guys are doing several different things. What are some of the ways that you're going to help combat that?
So the first thing, the biggest thing is where we are. We're here at the Marion Barnes Homeless Resource Center, down in East Augusta, our partners to CSRA EOA. And what we've done and what we figured out is that if there's a one-stop shop, this is the intake. So any person out there in Augusta, Richmond County, if you know persons who have experienced homelessness in any kind of way, I invite you to send persons down to the CSRA Marion Barnes Homeless Resource Center, where there's an intake process that goes in. A person comes in, we do a complete assessment from a family perspective, and then are they in a position where they need to go to a shelter? Is it something where we need to be able to help subsidize from a rent standpoint? So, there are a lot of different things. And then another way, Augusta, if you're listening, another way that we can sort of really, really incorporate anybody that wants to be a part that's dear to their heart, every January we have what is called the point in time count. That's where HUD designates one day out of the month to be sure that you have volunteers from a city perspective as well as persons from the community. And we go around through Augusta, Richmond County, and what we do is we look at and count the number of persons who are living in sheltered and unsheltered habitat.
Well, doing so much to help really get these homeless people off the street and into the community to help grow and continue to do what you're doing. And one of the things that I think is also on people's mind is the long term. What are the long-term plans?
You would have to push me to that.
I know, of course.
You challenged me today. So I think once again, from a long-term perspective, we know that eradication is not something that will happen overnight. So one of the things that we are doing and working through our senior leadership is looking to create what is called a low barrier housing shelter. Basically what that means, and in working with various partners, we don't know what it looks like yet. But what it is it's a haven for a person who's considered a homeless, based on the definitions that I've given. It's a location for them to go from a habitation standpoint to be sure that we sustain them to be able to push them back to make them model citizens again.
That's right, absolutely. And that's exactly what we want to do is encourage them. They can be a part of society and be, to help grow and continue to do what you're doing and your initiative. And if you want, go to Facebook and it's called Grow Augusta. Look them up, check out all the things that they are doing. Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll have more on Local Living.